The confirmed number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County in the last 24 hours is 1,147 with 29 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 14 additional cases were reported with 2 new deaths. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's Wednesday, September 29th. California workers at adult and senior care facilities must be fully vaccinated by the end of November. The state's Department of Public Health extended its worker vaccine requirement to protect vulnerable Californians. The order applies to employees at all adult and senior care facilities, certain people who provide in-home supportive services, certified home care aides, hospice workers, and those working at the state's regional centers that serve individuals with developmental and intellectual disabilities. Public health officials say these care settings are home to people with complex medical conditions, and all of them are at high risk of having severe but preventable outcomes, including hospitalization, severe illness, and death. California has reported close to 20,000 confirmed coronavirus outbreaks throughout the pandemic, and nearly half of them were reported in healthcare, congregate care, and direct care settings. The new vaccine requirement mirrors the state's vaccine requirement for healthcare employees, which was announced in early August. Workers covered by this new order must be fully vaccinated by November 30th. COVID-19 cases at LA County schools are going down. Public health officials say student cases increased from about 1,300 to a peak of nearly 2,800 cases in the week ending on August 22nd. The number of students identified as having had close contact with a confirmed coronavirus case increased correspondingly to a peak of almost 11,000 by the end of August. But since then, the number of student cases and close contacts decreased significantly. Last week, the county saw 530 student cases and less than 2,800 student close contacts. Numbers from staff also dropped from more than 450 cases and almost 500 close contacts in mid-August to only 77 cases and 19 close contacts last week. Public health officials credit the downward trends to the hard work of school administrators, teachers, and staff. They have been implementing vaccinations, masking, and other preventative strategies. They also thank parents and students for helping schools to implement these safety measures. More than 7 out of 10 adults in the U.S. are now at least partially vaccinated against COVID-19. Those who decided to get the shot in recent weeks say they did it primarily for 3 reasons. A Kaiser Family Foundation poll shows that the top reason they got vaccinated was because of the increase in cases due to the Delta variant. Next, fears about hospitals filling up with COVID-19 patients. And a third major reason? They know someone who got very ill or even died from the coronavirus. The survey found that self-reported vaccination rates for adults went up from 67% in late July to 72% in September. The most notable demographic was Hispanic adults, with vaccination rates rising 12 percentage points to 73%. Young adults also took vaccination very seriously this month. Their numbers increased 11 percentage points to 68%. KFF President and CEO Drew Altman says nothing motivates people to get vaccinated like the impact of seeing a family member, friend, or neighbor die or become seriously ill with COVID-19, or worry that your hospital might not be able to save your life if you need it. 2% of adults surveyed in September say they plan to get the vaccine as soon as possible. 7% still want to wait and see. 4% say they will only get vaccinated if required for school, work, or other activities. And 12% say they will definitely not get the vaccine. Side effects from the COVID-19 vaccine booster shot appear to be similar to those from a second dose. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention published a study on Tuesday that found the side effects were mostly considered mild or moderate. Arm pain, fatigue, and headache were the most commonly reported symptoms after the third shot. The side effects typically kicked in the day after the injection, and 28% of people said they were unable to perform normal daily activities because of them. The CDC gathered responses from more than 22,000 people on a smartphone app called V-Safe. The majority of them received the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine, and almost all of them got the same booster as their initial vaccine. Arm pain was slightly more common after the third shot than the second, but headache and fatigue were less common. Close to 2.8 million people in the U.S. got a booster shot since mid-August, when it first got authorized for people with compromised immune systems. 53 cases of the highly mutated R1 coronavirus variant have been detected in California. Medical experts say the new strain has multiple spike protein mutations, making it less susceptible to COVID-19 vaccines. But they also say this variant does not have as many mutations as the highly contagious Delta variant. First detected at a nursing facility in Kentucky where both vaccinated and unvaccinated residents were infected, the R1 strain does have the capability to evade the antibodies from the vaccine. More than 2,200 cases of the variant have been detected in the U.S. since March. The flu season is quickly approaching, and those who are still not vaccinated or are planning to get a booster shot may be wondering, is it okay to get the COVID-19 vaccine and the flu shot at the same time? Dr. Anthony Fauci, the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, says yes. Dr. Fauci says people should get that done as soon as possible, and it's perfectly fine to get the flu shot in one arm and the COVID-19 shot in the other. He says it might even make it more convenient and therefore more likely for people to get the shots since it only takes one visit. Earlier in the pandemic, when the vaccines were newer, the CDC advised people to leave at least 2 weeks between vaccines. But now there is enough evidence and information from previous vaccine combinations for the CDC to say it's fine to get both the flu shot and the COVID-19 vaccine at the same time. Medical experts also say you can get the flu and the coronavirus at the same time, which could be catastrophic to your immune system. United Airlines now has more than 99% of its U.S.-based employees either vaccinated or exempted for medical or religious reasons. United became the first major U.S. airline to require employees to get vaccinated. The company made the announcement on August 6th to its 67,000 U.S.-based employees. Yesterday was the deadline for every worker to get the shot or apply for the exemption. Less than 600 United employees who did not do either will lose their jobs. United CEO Scott Kirby and President Brett Hart said in a memo to the employees that, quote, "This is a historic achievement for our airline and our employees, as well as for the customers and communities we serve. Our rationale for requiring the vaccine for all United's U.S.-based employees was simple: to keep our people safe. And the truth is this: everyone is safer when everyone is vaccinated, and vaccine requirements work." They continue to say that the 593 employees who did not get vaccinated or applied for an exemption will begin the process of separation from the airline per United's policy. The letter ended with a thank you to the tens of thousands of workers who got their shots. It's going to get a lot hotter in Southern California soon. The National Weather Service says expect much warmer and drier weather by the end of the week, with temperatures climbing 10 to 20 degrees and humidities dropping 25 to 50%. The agency says a return of offshore winds will bring the warmer and drier air mass to the Southland. High 80s and low 90s are expected today through Saturday in inland areas, and some places like Palm Springs can get even hotter, getting close to triple digits on Saturday. Luckily, Torrance should hover just around the 80-degree mark before cooling off again next week. Players have another chance to win a big jackpot tonight. With no winning tickets to match the numbers drawn on Monday night, the prize amount now tops $570 million with a cash value of close to $410 million. In order to win, all 6 numbers plus the Powerball number must match. In Maryland, one lucky winner matched all 6 numbers to win $10 million. The new jackpot now ranks the 8th highest in the game's history. Drawings can be seen live, streamed online at Powerball.com beginning at 7:59 p.m. tonight. The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce celebrated the grand opening of a new local business with a ribbon-cutting ceremony.
Sometimes you don't predict when an emergency or urgent situation happen, and it's great to be uniquely situated here in Torrance to take care of any medical issue you may have.
As kids are back in school, playing sports, we are excited to serve those needs, whether it be injuries, illnesses, and no doubt we're going to have a busy cold and flu season, and we're still navigating COVID, so we're ecstatic to be able to offer Torrance an opportunity and a source for great medicine.
Exeter Urgent Care is located in the Rolling Hills Plaza. It's the company's 22nd location, but the first one in Torrance. The clinic is staffed with emergency room doctors with years of experience. The facility can stabilize and treat 80% of the cases seen daily in the local ER, with less waiting time and for a fraction of the cost. The clinic is open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. No appointment is needed. Congratulations on your grand opening. The Torrance City Council met last night to conduct city business. Council adopted a resolution honoring Fire Captain James Strzok upon his retirement from the city after 28 years of service. Several proclamations were declared the week of October 3rd to the 9th as Fire Prevention Week and the month of October as PTA Membership Enrollment Month in the city of Torrance. And City Council approved a contract services agreement with a Torrance dance company to provide classes at the Cultural Arts Center. These items and more were covered. You can catch replays of the complete council meeting on our channel, online, and on the city's Facebook and YouTube platforms. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community. Pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. This week, the Torrance Fire Department responded to a call for a man who fainted while mowing his lawn. Engine 92 went out to the home near Pennsylvania Avenue and Lomita Boulevard, and firefighters assessed and transported the man to the hospital. While the call could have ended there, one of the firefighters noticed the lawn equipment and decided to finish the job. The other firefighters pitched in, and within 15 minutes, they were done mowing, blowing, and picking up debris. They even cleaned up the equipment afterwards. A couple of hours later, a neighbor came to the fire station and tried to hand deliver a thank you check, saying she was very impressed with what she witnessed that day. Firefighters couldn't accept the gift but appreciated her generosity. Captain Stephen Vieira ended the recap writing, quote, "I guess you never know who is watching." So true, and such a small but thoughtful way to show how Torrance truly cares. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 Today. We'll see you back here tomorrow as Bella Shaw returns to bring you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.